আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আপনারা আমার সামনে সম্মানিত যারা অতিথি আছেন, আমরা আজকে এসেছি হার্নেস ফাউন্ডেশনের উদ্যোগে একটি টেবিল ডায়ালগ, যেটি মে দিবস উপলক্ষে আমরা হোস্ট করছি আজকে, এবং আমাদের ডায়ালগটির নাম হয়েছে ওয়ারিং ভ্যালিউজ, এথিক্যাল পারচেজিং অ্যান্ড এম্পাওয়ারিং গার্মেন্ট ওয়ার্কার্স। আপনারা সবাই আমাদেরকে সরাসরি হার্নেস টেলিভিশনে দেখতে পাচ্ছেন, আমাদের মিডিয়া পার্সন। আমাদের আজকের আয়োজনে মাল্টি পার্টি ডায়ালগ, যেটি আমরা ইংরেজিতে কন্টিনিউ করব, কারণ আমাদের সাথে কিছু বিদেশি অতিথি আছেন। তো তার আগে I will start with the introduction of the guests that we have today. So for this panel we have our chief guest and chair, Mohammad Hatem, Executive President, BKMEA. Thank you so much. Before let's start this panel, as I was saying, the topic today is wearing values and ethical purchasing and empowering garment workers. I think over the span of, if we go back 50 years, I will not rehash the history so much. I think Bangladesh has come a very, very long way. We have undergone a significant positive evolution in recent years, driven by a focus on sustainability, employment generation, and economic growth. According to the Bangladesh Garment Manufacturers Exporters Association (BGME), the industry currently employs more than 4 million people and 65% are women. Not just that, I think we also have more than 200 certified new factories, accounting for approximately 10% of the country's total garment factories. And along with that, I think R&D sector is a big contributor to our economy. But I would also like to say, along with the $50 billion economy of Bangladesh, R&D sector is also contributing to the $1 trillion fashion industry around the world. So we are also a stakeholder in that. So today the focus is obviously for the well-being of our labor, but we would like to switch it in a way, because often it comes on the shoulder of the manufacturer. But here I want to have an inclusive group discussion, because it starts with the chain of the buyer. And we often see, if we have some diagrams, I will show you later, the price or the profit that is shared. As a layman, we think it is way too discriminatory, because it's like a big pie here. It's my buyer, our friends, our collaborator, the manufacturer a little, even minuscule is what our labor gets. So I rather ask you the question in a manner like today, if I advise you to be a devil's advocate here, we would like to focus, like the president say, what about the right for manufacturers. So we have been friends and collaborators, and I think over the past decades with the collaboration from the Western world or from the European world, we have really progressed a lot. So when you hear these sides of the story, asking for a more collaborative profit sharing regime, or also when we are having compliance, sometimes often what happens, many factories face the challenges because the narratives from the buyers end, like what measures to take or what sorts of implementation is required, sometimes it varied, and often so from the same buyers. So these sorts of issues, they don't come with a guarantee card, if I say it correctly. How do you think we can collaborate for a better, smoother operation in terms of these sorts of transition? And also when they constantly raise the issue of this $2 and the $20, how do you look at this, and do you find a way to have a better sharing of this, given the world we live in today? It's a difficult world, so we all like to feel we are inclusive and not discriminated, even in terms of price or profit sharing. So if you reflect on us, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. It's a pleasure to be here. I very much welcome to be invited to events like this. Why is that? Because it's a major interest for the European Union. The topic is under discussion. Just saying this lightly, so I'm going to many events like this, and I'm always taking the pleasure in the ambassadors as well. So this just as a start. And as many people who come to the country, I've been here now for 8 months. What you get first is a crash course in the R&D garment sector by many people, and also by many of the young entrepreneurs around me, which I value very much. Me and colleagues are very much impressed what especially the new generation is doing. in this sector, and I don't feel worried about the future of Bangladesh in the garment sector, if I put it like this. Now, on your points, let me go back a bit. If you look at the business in the 90s and 2000s, not just in the garment sector, but financial sector everywhere, the buzzword was always self-regulation. There was a time when I was at university also studying business, and everybody was talking self-regulation is what brings us forward. We don't need rules made by the government. You mentioned Rana Plaza 10 years ago, and I can tell you it was just discussed also in the European Parliament in a special session just 2 weeks ago. So this is not forgotten, but we also realized in the European Union the strides we made as a country after Rana Plaza. I mean, this was like let me put it, a ground zero event, which you took and learned and turned many things around. As rightly pointed out, Bangladesh is now a world leader in green factories. But what Rana Plaza taught us, and also during COVID, when I understand that many of the companies and suppliers were not paid, what it taught us is that self-regulation doesn't work. When push comes to shove, self-regulation doesn't work, and we need other measures to make sure that buyers and brands are being held accountable. Now, what we as European Union, as a result of COVID and other things, we have been proposing this year a new legislation on due diligence, which will be implemented or come at the end of the year or next year. What is it? Due diligence means that we will place on the producers, the brands, the buyers, responsibility what happens in their supply chains. So brands should be held accountable how suppliers treat the workers and the environment. And the important thing is that we want to make due diligence legally binding. So if there's malpractice, it would mean fines, hefty fines. Again, it's a move from self-regulation to due diligence. So this is a bit as our reaction would say, how can we facilitate this relationship? I think we need legislation. That's a bit our experience. There's the other thing when it comes to where we cooperate with Bangladesh on labor standards and labor rights, and that has to do with the upcoming graduation of Bangladesh from low income country to middle income country. So it means that right now you're benefiting from everything but arms schemes. Like no other country, Bangladesh has been extremely clever in using our zero terrorist policy to the point that you have outpaced even China in your exports to the European Union. But upon graduation, this will change. And what we're offering is our GSP Plus rating scheme. But for this, we have a number of labor conventions by ILO standards that need to be fulfilled by 2029. And we as European Union want to help you in this situation by actively engaging with the Ministry of Employment, Commerce and others to have trainings, changes in labor law in place, so that you will qualify to be eligible for GSP+. I don't want to monopolize the discussion too much, but I'm very happy to answer many questions. But just to say, again, it's nothing short of amazing what Bangladesh has been doing in the past 10 years. It's not only a trade issue, it's also a reputational issue for Bangladesh. You're a world leader in green factories. Why not also become a world leader in due diligence and labor rights? Why not make Bangladesh a brand where everybody knows Rana Plaza was a thing in the past, you turned it around, and now you're leading on this issue? That would be my dream, and I'm happy to work on this for the next 2 years of my stay here. Thank you very much.